Hey guys, welcome back! Today we are starting a new area of Castletown. Yep, we are going to be starting our docks because this isn't quite the grand welcome we want to give people when they arrive. No, we need something with a bit less gravel, a lot more structure, and plenty of decorations. But we can't have decorations without a base to build from. So let's build ourselves a basic dock and then we can go from there. The difference some small changes can make is always surprisingly huge. In many ways, this isn't all that different from what was here before. It's still sticking with the grey palette after all, but even without the details, this space is still immediately more inviting and feels more solid, I suppose. So I ended up going with a tough palette for our dock because I wanted it to be in keeping with the stone brick walls of Castletown without just blending in and becoming too much the same. And we've already used a little bit of this palette with the actual opening for the town, so it feels in keeping, but since that's only a small area, it doesn't blend in too much, and I think it feels like it's leading you into the town. The other thing that is leading you into the town is the slightly worn path where over time people have been walking and slowly breaking down the stone. The main path is going from this opening where dot ships can lower their gangplank to offload people and goods towards the town, but there are also some other slightly smaller paths. We have this one going towards this area where I think I'm going to be putting a small shrine or something, so I imagine people would often be visiting there. Another goes towards these steps which are heading down to what I think will become like a beach area, but that's probably going to be our job for next episode. And the final, even smaller path is going towards this small side dock. Whereas the gangplank area we mentioned earlier is going to be used for incoming big ships, this dock is built for much smaller personal boats that people from other local islands might use to come visit the town, or locals from Castletown might also use to store their boats here when they aren't in use. So we've got this little canoe type thing, a larger boat which is probably just about to head out since its sail is all unfurled, and then over here we also have this little raft which probably isn't very practical, but I think it's pretty cute. But while I am very happy with how this base dock is looking, I think it needs a bit of decoration to properly bring it to life. So let's get decorating. is looking a lot better. What was just an open area is now decorated and detailed and feels much more like an actual area of a town. I do think I eventually want to add some carts coming from the ship in towards the town depot, but I'll probably add those when we've actually started the ship. So for now, I suppose this is what it looks like when there isn't a shipping dock. And even without the carts, there is still a lot going on. We've got our 2 guardian statues, making sure everyone who enters knows that the town is thoroughly defended and protected by the town guard. We've got the shrine that I mentioned earlier, which says, "May the winds fill your sails, may the waves guide you home." I tend to find that I really like adding little cultural things like this in projects, and the idea of people sending their loved ones off on a voyage and then coming here to pray for their safety is exactly the sort of thing that I just love to add. I think I may end up adding some more shrines like this to other gods elsewhere in the town if I can think of some suitable places, but for now, I think the god of the sea is sure to like their shrine. And right next to the shrine is possibly one of my favourite things. It's a little telescope, and it's just made with a spyglass and some armour stand magic, but I just love it. It feels like one of those telescopes you sometimes see on like seafronts where you can put a coin in and see a viewpoint for a little while. And I feel like people probably use this one to keep an eye out for incoming ships when they're waiting for their family and friends to come home. We also have this little food cart for people to buy some tasty treats. I imagine that sailors and other people who've been at sea for a while are probably very desperate for some fresh food towards the end of their trip, so this is probably a lot of people's first stop. Plus, anyone heading down to the beach is sure to want to take a snack with them, so it's perfectly placed for that as well. And dotted around, we of course have our little seating nooks where people can sit and look out over the water. And we have a much bigger seating area here in the middle where people can sit and wait for their friends to come off incoming ships or wait to be let on if they're heading out on a voyage. And the other main thing that we added is the town banner. I was originally going to make a banner with like a little castle on it, and I may use that banner elsewhere, but I wanted the official town banner to feel like a proper flag and be something that can maybe be flown on a ship to show where it's hailing from, which meant I needed something a little bit more simple. So I ended up going with some classic stripes in some of my favourite colours, and I'm pretty confident that we should be able to build this properly in the game should the need arise. But that need probably won't arise at least until we start building the ship. And as excited as I am to start that, I think we're going to have to wait a tiny bit longer because next episode, as I mentioned earlier, I really want to sort out this beach area next to the dock. There's just something about getting all the surroundings sorted and then getting into the main focus of the area. So I am very much looking forward to getting our beach all ship-shape next episode, but until then, thank you guys for watching, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!